started as web video, and then the IFC show, and then you got Todd on board, and you got this pilot on Amazon. Explain what's going on, how the whole thing started with Amazon.
Sure. Well, so I don't know how much you guys know about this, but Amazon has decided to go from being, I guess, a company that sends a lot of things in boxes to now being a TV studio. And so there's 8 pilots that all just went up online. You can vote on them in the same way that you can vote on like socks that you buy on Amazon, which I do actually buy my socks on Amazon, and a lot of other things. And so we were sort of part of their first round of pilots. The show's called Onion News Empire, and it stars Jeffrey Tambor from Arrested Development, and Bill Sadler, who was in The Shawshank Redemption, and also Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
He was the Grim Reaper.
Grim Reaper. Ooh.
Yeah, he's the greatest.
And so, Todd, how did you get hooked up with, because I know Dan and Will have been The Onion since Onion Video started, but how did you get involved in the project?
I got hired to make this TV show. I had to come and meet Will at a restaurant a block away from here.
Yeah.
And pitch him what I thought would be cool, like a cool way to make this show. Like my pitch was that kind of like The Onion, this show should be as serious-minded and aesthetically as serious feeling as possible. Taking it like it was like the DNA of the show was a drama, and it would be shot and look like a drama, and everything is like weird cyan and blue, and the camera is taking everything very seriously, and the performance is all very melodramatic, but everything they're saying is retarded.
Yeah.
And he was like very into that idea. And then I moved to New York for 3 months.
Oh, that's awesome. Because your prior directing experience, a very Harold and Kumar Christmas in 3D.
I made that movie.
That was your big.
Yeah, Mob Wives crowd loves Harold and Kumar.
Yeah,
There's a
there's a lot of
crossover
crossover there.
And Amir Blumenfeld, who's on the show tonight with Jake and Amir, he was starred in that movie.
He did well. He was a fourth lead, I would say.
Fourth lead. This is one of 8 pilots that Amazon released. I think it's the best, and I'm not saying that any hint of bias from my previous bosses here. It really, I mean, it's a whole different style from the other shows. You're going for this Aaron Sorkin parody. Is that what the aim was?
Sort of. Well, I mean, we started writing this show before The Newsroom came out. Everybody seems to think that it's like a parody of The Newsroom, but we were writing this long before that show came out. And then when that
We're
show
like
came
the
out,
guys who invented Flight before the Wright brothers, and then we're like, but we had the
that
idea.
idea. We're like the Winklevosses.
Yeah, that's what we're like. We're like the Winklevoss twins. No, but I mean, I think we think of the show not as a parody, but as just like a like comedy that isn't aware that it like looks and acts like a drama. You know, that's just like the sort of nature of the show and the way it unfolds and the kind of storylines we have, and there's big cliffhangers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And you've got some incredible talent attached. You know, Jeffrey Tambor we saw in there, Chris Masterson from Malcolm in the Middle.
Crossover.
What was it like hanging out with these guys on set? I mean, I know for a fact that Dan and Will, you don't have a lot of experience with these with big time. I'm Todd, you're an LA guy, so you've been out in Hollywood.
Oh yeah, Amir Blumenfeld. I mean, A-list.
Yeah, A-list.
So sorry.
But I mean, Jeffrey Tambor on set, did you get any good stories out of him? Did you get to hang out with this guy?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Jeffrey Tambor is like the world's nicest human being and was incredibly nice. I went to meet him for the first time because he was shooting like a guest thing on Law & Order SVU, which is a show that I love. And it was funny because I was like looking for his room and I couldn't find it. And there's like 3 rooms of just all cop extras that were like all just sitting around having lunch. And then in the 4th room of all cop extras, it was all cops and then just Jeffrey Tambor. He like waved. He was like, "Hey!" I was like, "This is surreal," but he was wonderful. He was very focused on his hairpiece. What else did he do, guys?
He is in his 60s and has 4 young children, like under the age of 12.
Wow.
So he's exhausted. By the 5th day, his entire family came to visit the set, and all he wanted to do was sit down. There's just so many little kids. It's too much for him. They all wanted to get held.
Watch Daddy sit. Yeah. Well, did you have to approach him yourselves, or was it Amazon kind of help you with its talent, or how did you pitch the idea to him?
Let us explain to you how Hollywood works.
Yeah, please.
And this goes into a big thing about like boring context between the emails between agents and people. No, we sent him the script and he read it and was really excited about it, which was great. And it's funny, we actually proposed that he play a different role in the show, the role that Bill Sadler is playing. And he was like, "I'll do it, but I don't want that part." and took this role instead, which wound up being he was smarter than we were about it.
This is the pilot. Now people have to vote and like it and click the star, and otherwise it won't get a full series.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like half of it is that we're relying on people on the internet to like write reviews of the show, which is like maybe a terrible idea.
Yeah,
right? People
no,
are
that's
horrible.
You can get a lot of filthy comments.
But that's like sort of half of it, and then the other half is up to Amazon to decide which ones they like.
If they have any sense in them, Amazon will give you the series, and it'll
Thanks, man.
it'll be the best show on the website that sells soap and shampoo that ever existed. Guys, Dan Merck, Will Graham, Todd Strauss-Shulson, Onion News Empire, check it out.
Thanks, guys.